Welcome to the GeekZoneBooks.com introductory lessons on how to use and install Joomla 3.0. So today we're going to take you through the process of establishing your own Joomla 3.0 site on your GeekZoneBooks.com hosting account. Alrighty, so this is our front page at GeekZoneBooks.com. And we're going to walk through how to establish and start your own GeekZoneBooks.com Joomla 3.0 site. So we're going to be using my account as the test area for doing this, but it will be the same for your account. So the first thing we need to do is to log into your account so that you can get to your cPanel. So your account has access to the cPanel control panel by typing in your domain name that you're hosting with us, and then / cPanel. That's cPanel. You'll see your login, and we're going to use our mygeekzone.net as our staging area. And so you'll type in your cPanel username. This will be different than your billing login. This is going to be the same as your FTP, your primary FTP username that you're assigned when you signed up for your hosting account with us. And then the password that was assigned to you when you signed up for your hosting account. If you don't know what that is, it's in your email, the welcome email that you received after you signed up. So type that in and then click on login, and you'll see your hosting account control panel here. And so what we want to do is to go down to the Softaculous apps installer, which is a new feature that we've installed for your convenience. It makes creating these applications very simple. And so there's many applications that you can install with just a few clicks of a button. Makes it really fun. So we're going to do Joomla. There's two versions of Joomla currently available. The Joomla 1.5 is an older version, and I don't recommend that you spend any time installing this, as it's been discontinued from a support perspective. There's no more security updates being issued for it. So if you're just curious about what it looked like before, you can install this, but I would recommend going with the Joomla version here. So just click on it, and Softaculous will give us some information about the version that we're going to be installing. So we are currently going to be installing, available through the Softaculous, is 2.5.9. The 2.5.9 version of Joomla is the long-term release version that is currently being supported by security and update packages released by Joomla.org, and the Joomla Bug Squad. They continuously refine and look for security issues and issue patches to it. For those who have gotten involved in that, it's completely volunteer organization that is just a community within the Joomla.org project. And you can find more information on that on Joomla.org and search for the Bug Squad. And so we just go up to install. You can also look over here. There's a list of all of the different softwares that you can install here. For example, there's a whole bunch of other types of software that are considered content management systems, or CMS. So you're not limited to just Joomla. So as we see here, there is actually the most current version of Joomla, which is what we're interested in doing today. It's the Joomla 3.0. This is the one that's on the cutting edge. It's the one that's been enhanced to be um, a responsive template uh, integrated with the core of the Joomla files. So you download and install this, and you'll have a ready-made responsive website, which is optimized to look good on multiple devices such as tablets and smartphones, as well as different sized computer screens from the tablet to the netbook screens, which are a little smaller than your normal desktop or laptop computer screens. But being a responsive system, it will adapt automatically to the screen that is looking at it. And that's right out of the box. So that's one of the great reasons to experiment with the Joomla 3.0. This is currently not been released as a long-term release. This is kind of an incremental stepping stone project. When it reaches the 3.5 version, that will be the long-term release with support for 18 to 24 months from the Joomla Bug Squad security team. So get used to using it now and just keep up with the updates once you get your site installed, and you'll be ahead of the pack. So we will go right here to install. Click on install, and it gives you a number of options here that you can use. So you can install any of the current versions that are maintained by Softaculous. So we're going to make sure and choose the 3.0.3. And you have two options here. If you you have four options here. So you have the option of installing your system to take advantage of any server authentication certificates you may have purchased. If you have a dedicated IP address that you purchased from us, you can then add a certificate which helps you to create a secure site. For example, if you're going to be creating a e-commerce site and having your users provide any kind of sensitive information such as contact information or credit card information, you would want to set this up as an HTTPS site. But for this example, we're just going to do a simple HTTP site, and I'm going to choose to install it on the mygeekzone.net, and I'm going to create a subfolder for that. And so here it's going to give you the option to create the name of the folder on your system that you want to install that to. Now, if this is a new account for you and you haven't installed anything other than what came with it when you created it, you can leave this blank, and it will create it in the root folder of your public_HTML web folder. But we, for this example, are going to use what it suggested here. I'm going to create it in a folder called Demo Joomla 3, and it's going to automatically create a database for us. So it will create a database, a MySQL database for us on our system, and it's going to just pick a random name. You can at this point choose any name you want here, as long as it's not the same as any other database systems that you have created on your account. So we'll just use we'll call it demo 3. And here for the site name is what you're going to call your site. This will be displayed as a default text title on your website. So we're going to call it Demo 3.0. And we'll leave that the same. You can change that to anything you want right here. This is going to be a subheading that will be displayed as a tagline or site description underneath your main title of your site. If you at a later time we'll go over how to do that, but at a later time you can upload a banner graphic that will be your site graphic logo, and it will replace this text with that logo. This is also important to remember, because what you call it here and what you put here will be available to your system in the meta tag section and meta description section, which is important for your search engine listings. This is how the search engines will classify and display your results in the organic search results. It will use the information that you put here, in addition to some other settings we'll go over later. And so for the table prefix, this is something that you can just leave as the default at this point. If you haven't ever created a different Joomla system on your account in a database that you've already created. So for example, if you already had a Joomla system running and you just wanted to save this into that same database system, just so you don't have to manage two different systems, two different databases, that's fine. But what you want to make sure is that this table prefix is unique, so that it doesn't duplicate the one that may be there already. On GeekZone hosting, you don't have to worry about a limited number of databases that you have available. All of our systems have an unlimited number of database systems that you can install. If you happen to have one of our older systems which did have a limit of one database, one MySQL database system, you'd have to use this file extension or this table prefix extension to reflect and be unique to this installation of Joomla, because you could have multiple installations of Joomla on your account, but they'd all have to have a unique file table prefix. So we'll just leave it as this, because we're installing it into a database that is all by itself and dedicated to this installation of Joomla. So as we go down here, this is an option if you're doing this for the first time, just to experiment with Joomla. I suggest importing the sample data so that it allows you to experiment and see some content in your content management system, so it gives you an idea of what the layout's going to look like. And then here is where you get to select your administrator's password. This is your super user account that you will use to log in and do maintenance on your site. And then this is the admin password. So you can have it generate a random password for you, and I recommend that you do that, just to keep it hard to guess, and then just memorize this. But if you have a system for your passwords that you want to use, you can go ahead and just type it in, whatever it might be here. I'm going to use this just for this example. Some things that you might want to do is to copy it and put this into a notepad of some sort, so that you have it available to you later in this process, because you'll need it to log into the site. So let me find that. Okay, so I've got it copied. So just copy it to your copy it there. Okay, so this admin email, oh, your real name, you can keep this as administrator or you can put your real name there if you want to. This is important so that when you create articles, and it will give you an option to display who the article was written by, and this will be who it was written by. So if you create articles and don't change this real name section, all of your articles will say created by administrator. So we'll just leave it as the default administrator for this example. But know that you can go in and change that if you want to at this point. The admin email is the email that will be associated with this administrator, and by default Joomla will email notices about the site to this email address. So for example, if you have it set to email you whenever anyone joins your site and signs up as a registered user, if you turn that option on, you can have the system send you an email that says a new user is signed up on your site, and depending upon the permissions that you give new users and the process that you decide to go with, you will have the option to approve, to look at that user's profile and approve the user if you want them on your site. Or if you've set the system up to just automatically approve everyone who signs up, you'll just get a notice that someone has signed up and you have a new user. And we have some advanced options that we can consider here. And so this is a service provided by Softaculous. If you check this, anytime Joomla posts a new update to the version, like 3.0.4 or something like that, when Softaculous updates its system, does it pretty quickly. You'll get a notice that you could come back here and have Softaculous upgrade your site to the next version that it's announced. So I recommend that you do that, just so you stay current. Staying current is always a good thing because of security issues. That's why they upgrade the version number of Joomla, is because of security issues and feature enhancements that you want to take advantage of to keep your site secure. And here you can create an email, or not necessarily create, but designate a email that this sign up information will be sent to, so you have a record of it. So I'm going to do that to my administrator's account. So that I have a record. It'll send all of the information from these forms, from these fields, so that you can remember your password and such and so forth in the back there. Okay, and so after you hit the return key there, it will check that information and begin to create the system. And voila, fill in the form, click a button, and hit the enter key, and you're good to go. So it's now created the entire site for you. That was very simple. So now we'll go and take a look at it. This is, you can either go to the front page of the site, or you can go to the administration site. It's two separate sites that have been created in your Joomla folder. One, the administrator, is where you do all of the back-end administration, user management, content management, theme updates, theme installs, component installs, plugin installs, module installs, and so forth and so on. While the front is what the public sees when they visit your site. So we'll take a look and see what that looks like. right click, open that in a new tab, and then we'll right click and open that one in a new tab. Okay, so this is what the default Joomla template looks like right out of the box. And so as you can see, it's been filled with some sample pictures. There's some sample menus that have been created for you. Got your sample login box here, and some sample content. And there you go. And you're done. So this is where the site title shows up. And here's what the administration thing looks like. So this is what the public would see if they typed in this. They wouldn't be able to get any farther if they didn't have a username and a password to let them in. Only certain levels of users will be able to log into the back end here, which makes it more secure for your site to avoid being hacked by malicious hackers. They would have to guess your name and a password here in order to get in, and that username would have to have the permission to even log into the administration side. So we'll log in here, and so it doesn't let me log in because I didn't type in the password. So I'm going to paste that password that I stored before, and we'll log in. And here is your default out of the box administrators panel. This is a lot different from the older versions of Joomla and a lot more robust, and this is responsive. So if you were trying to manage your site on a cell phone, on a smartphone like an Android or an iOS, where you had a small screen space, you would be able to more efficiently manage this from the cell phone device. Or if you have a tablet with a bit larger amount of screen real estate, it makes it even easier on the tablets. So with that, you're good to go. If you have any questions, just type it as a response to this video, and I'll be more than happy to entertain any questions you may have. My name is Michael Scott McGinn, and I am the web developer and owner of geekzonebooks.com. And if you're watching this video on YouTube and you don't have an account with us, please consider getting hosting with us. And we do domain name registration, and we also do training through our videos and in-person training. Thank you. Have a nice day.